Well, no, it doesn't. We've had the same routine as far as what we try to accomplish on the court, in the film room, individually. It's probably more individual work now, film work, on the court work, kind of going half speed of what we want to go through. Just physically, you can't go full speed practice-wise. But got a probably pretty good rhythm on how we want to go. Again, give hats off to Cleveland. They earned the right to have time off between series, and we made it harder on ourselves and had to struggle through 2 7-game series. But yet and still said, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no excuses right now for us, the staff, or anyone as far as saying, hey, we're tired or whatever. This is what you play for all summer. This is what you work for, is to get to this. There's only 4 teams left, and we're one of the 4. So it's a privilege. It's not a punishment to have to play every other day. We're excited about it, and we got to go out and play like it.
Dwane, listening to your post game last night, it's like the series is over.
Well, Nick, Zach, that's the thing that bothered me more than anything else. And some folks were asking questions for me to brag on LeBron James. I've given him every superlative you can out of respect. Did the same thing with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all those guys, and so you've got to do that. But yet and still, it's not over. It's a 7-game series. I believe in our team. We lost games uncharacteristically bad the first 2 games. That was embarrassing, the way we lost the first game and the second game. But that said, it's 2 games. We have an opportunity tomorrow night to come out and play with pride together and play in a positive atmosphere for us. So again, it's an opportunity. We're in the Eastern Conference Finals. There's a lot of teams that want to be here, and now we got to go out and play like it with pride and togetherness and belief that we can beat this team.
Well, do you think there's both Kyle and DeMar have said, and just said moments ago, that they don't listen, they don't hear a whole lot, but I'm sure people may tell them. It's all the talk about LeBron. It's the talk about you got no chance in the series. Now you're down 0-2. Now the stuff about Kyle last night, and if he walked out on his team, and it's all over ESPN now that Kyle Lowry left his team and everything. Do you think it's getting to the guy? No,
I don't. I get it because I have to face it every 3 times a day to answer those questions from but again, Cal did not walk out on his team. He and Corey Joseph used the bathroom more than any 2 human beings I know during the game, and I know the nervousness is there and guys do it before the game, but Cal, I took him out if I remember correctly, it was his time to come out, or he had foul trouble, one of the 2. I didn't even notice him going to the back, but he does it all the time. He'll go back in, use the bathroom, come back out. They happen to catch it on camera with, talking to those guys after the game, ESPN. But, he did not quit on his team. He hasn't quit on his team. He had a tough night last night, yes, but he didn't quit on his team. But again, he's got to, I guess they have to find a better way. He has to find a better way because it looks like that he was frustrated or whatever, but I don't think he quit on his team. That's the wrong word to use, for Kyle or any of our guys.
When James Johnson, just watching on television, I don't know, what's your assessment of 2 games that you've used him in this series?
James Johnson, I thought he's played solid, Zick. I think he's done, his strength, his body he has a better opportunity of keeping LeBron James out of the paint, the way he plays. He presents a problem on the other end because I think he can attack the rim more. I think our James Johnson can attack the rim more. He's done what we wanted him to do.
When you're down 0-2, do you try to tighten your rotation, or you just try to do what you just go for the flow of the game?
Well, we have a set group that we want to play with as far as our rotation is concerned. Trying to find the right matchups. What we got to do, I've got to do a better job of is finding the group to play with Shannon Fry at the 5 and LeBron James at the 4. I've not done a good job of matching that group. Trying to find the right person to match with that group has been my issue. So we got to do a better job with that, of matching up with that, because I think they've outscored us a plus 22. If I'm I don't know that number exactly out of the 22 minutes, so it's not good. So we've got to do a better job of matching that smaller group, that shooting group that they bring into the game in the second quarter.
Dwane, you touched on a tough night for Kyle. As much as you would say you want all the guys on your team to be playing well, because it starts with him so often, how important is it to get him back on track starting tomorrow?
Well, it's always important to have your top player, but again, we've been here before. There's nights he hasn't played well. There's other things Cal can do. He knows he can do. If DeMar's not shooting the ball well, there's other things he can do. One is defend the position, loose balls, get on the floor, take charges. Just so many other things you can do other than scoring. What we can't do is put so much premium on scoring that we force shots and take some tough shots instead of moving the basketball and find the open man. This is a different series than the Miami-Indiana series. That, we had trouble catching the ball. This series is more about speed and quickness. They plan, LeBron James is not gambling, but roaming, and we're trying to figure out where he is. If we make one or two passes out of that, then we can burn him on the weak side. We've got to be patient and cognizant of what they're trying to do to us, and we've tried to do that, and we haven't done a good job of making sure when he's roaming around, make that extra pass and maybe one more pass that is wide open, and then at the end of the day, we got to make our shots.
Coach, any idea if Jonas is going to be returning to the court for you guys tomorrow night?
We're not sure. I would say tomorrow night probably is doubtful. I mean, it's wishful thinking, but I don't foresee him tomorrow night. After that, we'll just have to wait and see.
Is he progressing at all, or are you happy with him?
His progression is coming. He's on the court. Alex McKechnie and the staff is doing an excellent job of getting him back up to speed and working with it and getting the flexibility in the ankle, and it's coming along. But we're not going to rush it back just to, because it's something that could be, you could do further damage to it if you rush him back too quick.
Does he want to play, Dwane? Does he come up to you, Coach, freeze me? Or
No, he wants to play, but we got to be smart. He wants to play, but we got to be smart with that. See.
Dwane, DeMar was saying, noting that he felt like you guys actually did get a lot of good open shots last night, and perhaps more so than you had been getting in the past series. Can you put your finger on why that the shooting, even with those open looks, is just not coming through for you guys?
It's tough to say. I don't know, what it is. Guys just have to step up and make shots. Our offense is built around our shooters. They know the shots they want to take. And again, can we get a better shot? Can we move the ball one more pass, two more passes to get even better look, more of a rhythm, a better rhythm look to the weak side? I think that's the key thing. And some of the shots that we're taking are open, but can someone else get a better shot? That's the issue we're facing, the patience we got to have. It may be T. Ross on the weak side. DeMar has two in front of him, swing it, even more of an open look. Because they're doing a good job of scrambling. There's no method. I'm sure they have a method to their madness, but a lot of it is scrambling. LeBron is here, he's there. Shumpert is here, he's there. They're doing a lot of roaming in those situations. So if we can burn them and make the extra pass, that will help us.
Dwane, Terrence's fouls, were they careless, you thought?
Well, we did a bad job, Zick, in the second quarter of marching them. It was 46-46, and we gave them about 8 points on careless fouls, on cheap fouls, half court, under the basket, just cheap fouls, and just marched. They were already in the penalty, marched to the free throw line, and we did not close the quarter out. We've got to do a better job of mentally closing the quarter out and not making mental mistakes and shooting ourselves in the foot. Those fouls are careless. They're not smart fouls. And if you're going to foul somebody, make sure you get you get somebody going to the rim, good hard playoff foul. We'll take those kind of fouls, but to get somebody at half court or reach and grab somebody out on the perimeter when you have there's no reason to do that, and put them on the free throw line and give them points away. So those are the things we got to do a better job of too, is closing out quarters. That really hurt. I think it was 46-46 and we just didn't do a good job of closing that out.
Because it looked like Terrence could have been that, that third sort of scoring option.
Yeah, no question, no question. And we need that. We need that third guy to step up, fourth guy to step up to make shots. And Terrence was making shots last night. And, we need him in there because he is an excellent shot creator for us. He does a good job. And again, even though he got those quick fouls, some of them he could take out of his repertoire by being smart, not reaching, and the cheap fouls is the one we want to do away with.
Coach, we asked the players about how they're doing physically and mentally at this point, game after game after game. What about yourself? Obviously it's tiring.
Oh, no, it's in. I've been through it. I've been through a championship run. I understand the length of it. We put ourselves in this position where we have to play every other day. We didn't close the games out. We should have, and so now we're paying for it. But with that said, we're excited to be here. This is an accomplishment for our program. Now we got to go out and play with pride and play with the toughness that we've established all year. Rest and all that stuff and every other day. Guys would probably be in the gym every day anyway playing, even if we weren't in the playoffs. So that we can't pay any attention to that because this is what you play for. This is why you work all summer and you work during the regular season to win 56 games to get to this point, to be in the Final Four. But again, we can't be just satisfied just to be here. My goal for this organization and this franchise is to win a championship. And whether it's this year, next year, whatever, but this is what you got to go through to get there. We went through the hard part last year, the year before that, to build, to get here. Now, let's just don't be satisfied. Let's go out and play with pride and belief that we belong here.
Dwane, the crowd tomorrow, do you think it could energize the players?
I think so. I think being at home will help us. It should. Again, the crowd can't help us. We got to help ourselves. We got to go out and do the job ourselves to compete and play to win.
Dwane, you touched on this throughout the season. The ability that this team had to not allow long losing streaks. You guys haven't lost 3 in a row since the third week of the season, since mid-November. How, why, and even into the postseason, how have you been able to do that?
Well, I think the mental toughness of that group, that's why us, and again, I'm not saying we're not competing. We had stretches where we don't compete, which shoots us in the foot. Like last night, they beat us by 2 in the first quarter, 3 in the third quarter, and 2 in the fourth quarter, but they get us by 8 in 12 in the second quarter. And so, though the stretch in the second quarter, we got to cut down on those stretches where we don't get it done. And it's a 4-minute stretch, right? So those are the stretches we've got to be mentally ready for and understand how to get through those and compete in those stretches, Eric, mentally, because like you said, over the season, we've been a resilient team. We are a resilient team. Those guys over there, for all that's been said and done, have been fighters, scrappers, and that's been the reason why. And why stop now? Let's get that fight in our pants and compete. But again, those stretches, it's not the entire game that really breaks our back, because I think we had cut it to 8 and had 2 opportunities to cut it below 10. It was in the third quarter, 5 minutes to go or 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. So you put yourself in a position, and then they go on another little run. So we got to make sure we cut those lulls down on both ends of the floor, not just offensively. And when we miss a shot, we can't go down and say, okay, I missed a shot. Now our energy level goes down on the defensive end. Our focus and our fundamentals go down on the defensive end because we've missed shots or had a tough play on the offensive end. We got to make sure we balance that out.
You talked about the offense affecting the defense. This has been a really good defensive team for most of the playoffs. But you're asking for more now, right, against this sort of team? Is there less room for error?
There's always, the further you go in the playoffs, there's always less room. Every possession's important. Every play is important. Every shot selection, every defensive possession, assignment. In those stretches that I was talking to Eric about, there's so many times there's small fundamentals that we don't do that we've done a good job with all year defensively that for whatever reason and we forget to do, whether it's a high tag to close out or a sandwich box out, things that fundamentally that we've done all year. And, you know, and the hard thing now is someone asked, we can't do it in practice now because you don't have the physical energy and time to do it. But, you know, those are the things we got to do in those situations and not get caught up in the game or the ebbs and flows of the game or the missed shots or whatever is going on, and not get them done on the defensive end.